He's the Executive Director of the Mississauga Arts Council and is a seasoned art promoter with extensive experience in marketing and media. Under his leadership, MAC has emerged as a leading art service agency, fostering opportunities for creative expression and artistic recognition. Like many others, Meena's book, Charismatic Chiaroscuro, along with Shifting Silhouettes, has also been generously supported by MAC. MAC's micro-grant program made possible through the support of Rama Gaming House, charitable gaming at the city of Mississauga. Please join me in warmly welcoming Mr. Mike Douglas.
Hi, good evening. Choked up already. Isn't it great to have somebody like this in your community and know that when you show up to one of her events, it means so much to her, right? Because that's what we trade in. That's what we're doing here tonight. We're supporting a really outstanding artist that we all know. We've all seen her grow. We've all seen different projects that Meena's done, and it just continues to evolve and get more interesting and more complicated and more really distinctive. I've seen a few poetry books. Not that many have 40 videos attached to the various poems that change and become other videos during the course of that particular poem.
78 videos.
78 videos. Fortunately, don't depend on math. Nothing about the arts. Who's counting?
Yes.
So, congratulations on your latest hit. I know we've been here before for outstanding projects of yours, and you do us proud, really.
Thank
Outstanding.
Thank you.
So looking forward to seeing you at the Marty's. I understand you're a nominee in the Literary Arts Department. So we'll see what happens there. Mississauga Arts Awards, June 19th. I want to miss that. 30th annual. Thanks for this opportunity.
Thank you.
Now we are truly honored to be hosted this evening by Heritage Mississauga, and it is a pleasure to welcome the dedicated and dynamic figure, Ms. Jamie Gasper. Executive Director, she has been at the helm of this organization for nearly 25 years, passionately guiding its mission to celebrate and preserve Mississauga's rich and diverse heritage. Her leadership, vision, and unwavering commitment to community storytelling have made her a vital force in our cultural landscape. Along with a powerful team and historian, Mr. Matthew Wilkinson, whose depth of knowledge, eloquence, and love for local history have made learning about our past an inspiring experience for many. They form the solid foundation of Heritage Mississauga, upholding the core values of integrity, stewardship, innovation, and inclusiveness. Please join me in warmly welcoming Jamie Gasper.
Very wonderful introduction. I am thrilled to once again welcome Meena to our space here at the Grange and welcome all of you to this space. We host here so many community events, and our whole prime reason for this building is to have you come to it. So we are thrilled to have you here and welcome for this celebration. Congratulations. These are wonderful, wonderful pieces of work you have done, and it's thrilling to watch those wonderful videos. How talented. So I'm so looking forward to hopefully having another show here of Meena's work. Maybe she can get some time in so that we could actually bring out the show. As Mike said, she's done a number of shows with us here, and it's been wonderful to have her and her audience come and share in the beautiful work that she's done. So Meena, thank you so much for choosing us, for this wonderful
Thank you.
evening. And congratulations on this incredible, incredible book, to these two books and the work you've done. And I'm hoping that someone in the room will nominate her for a credit this year. Just a thought.
Thank you so much, Jamie. Now it's my pleasure to introduce Serena Lewis, an excellent poet and author, who will be reading 2 paragraphs from the foreword of Charismatic Chiaroscuro. The foreword has been written by Professor Malashri Lal, a distinguished Indian scholar, retired professor and dean at the University of Delhi, India. Please join me in welcoming Serena Lewis. And by the way, she has just come out with her first poetry book too.
Thank you, Bupinda. Congratulations, Meena. It's my honor to read from the foreword written by Malashri Lal, a distinguished poet and writer. Given this encounter with Mina Chopra's poetic pirouettes, which moments should I hold for a poised reflection? Predictably, perhaps, I will pause at the mythologies, a remarkable disquisition on universal creation through the triptych of Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh. But the concept is not limited to religious practitioners. The beauty of a diaspora consciousness is its transitions and interrelatedness with other cultures and an integration of essential concepts that are, after all, common to all humankind. Hence, creation, sustainability, and destruction are an eternal cycle everywhere. When Mina Chopra finds this etched in the rocks of Arizona, a staggering zone of majestic landscape, I stand admiring her inspired words, accompanied by a fluid painting in contrasting colors. Realities and yearnings entwined, legends buried in stones, engraving narratives, the truths of a mystical chronology carved on the rocky riverside. That's from the poem, A Mythical Chronology. And Malashri Lal continues, abstract art is Meena Chopra's forte. She writes and paints about bubbles, rivers, origami, lotus, Himalayas. There can never be a simple catalogue, for each poem is unique in style and visual depiction. What resonates in haunting perpetuity is the female figure in the abstract, appearing from the back, fluid, shapely, flowing from neck to trunk to limbs. Yet it is impossible to isolate the body parts. This, to my reckoning, is Meena Chopra's unitary woman, the she, who has been the poet's subject of exploration for decades. The generic woman belongs to all times and all cultures, and Meena keeps her eternally in mobility, change, shape-shifted through the magic of her digital art. She is shape and color, body and soul, word and silence. But she never front faces you because she would rather remain unidentified. As Meena Chopra's revolving, evolving, dissolving woman turns within the gyres of color coding with a poem by her side, the relationship of image, word, and text merge into an enchanting design. She is now, she is then, she is forever. In Meena's captivating words, and I quote, kiss me with a mouthful of eternity, raid me, shred the wizard apart, mold me with playful reality, seed me with coarse fertility. Wonderful job, Meena. Congratulations.
And now, please join me in welcoming a multifaceted artist, Meena Chopra, an internationally acclaimed Canadian Indian poet, visual artist, designer, and curator. whose work resonates across cultures and languages. Writing in both English and Hindi, her evocative poetry has found a home in several literary magazines and anthologies around the world and has been translated into Urdu, German and Punjabi. She is now a creator of many poetry and art short films also. Meena is the author of 5 poetry and art collections and co-editor of an anthology celebrating Canadian voices in Hindi and Urdu poetry. Her artistic journey includes over 125 exhibitions across the globe, where she continues to blend the boundaries between literature and the visual arts with striking elegance. She has been a recipient of many accolades for art, poetry and community work. Beyond the canvas and the page, Meena's path has included a vibrant career in advertising, media and broadcasting. She has, with her husband, that's me, published Star One, a leading entertainment and arts weekly from Toronto. Tonight she shares with us her latest poetic offering and a glimpse into the journey behind it. Please welcome Meena Chopra. Before I bring her on, just yesterday she got the news that she has been invited by India International Centre, New Delhi, for the release and discussion on her collection Charismatic Chiaroscuro in late October or November. Date is yet to be confirmed. For those who are not familiar with IIC, that is India International Centre, it is one of the most prestigious cultural centres in India, which regularly holds literary events. Wow.
Thank you, Bhupender, for pumping my ego.
It's okay.
It's okay? Mic is okay because I'm always so soft. My sincere gratitude to everyone here who have been supporting me. I'm grateful to Heritage Mississauga.Jamie Gasper, Matthew Wilkinson, who's hiding somewhere upstairs, for their continued support for my work. My sincere thanks to Mike Tittles and Mac for supporting this book through their microgrant program. Actually supporting all of us artists in Mississauga tremendously. It's a tremendous job, Mike. So, Charismatic Chiaroscuro reflects my creative journey inspired by an oil on canvas that I painted in 1988. It was a huge canvas. That is not me, with me now, it was sold. So yes, the very image you have been seeing here also, the body of a woman, back. It delves into shadow play of life we all encounter, capturing how light and shape interact in both visible and subtle worlds. Subtle is very important. Our outer and inner worlds. Self-reflection to me is the art of holding a dialogue with one's own self. When we speak of wellness through art, this is where it begins. We have to face that darkness within. So dig, baby, dig. But dig within your own self. So tonight I'll share about 4 poems of mine with you all. And I'll start with a poem about Mississauga. Mississauga, a city becoming. Mississauga at 50, a cityscape layered with time's struggle, where rivers once carved silent paths, now streets pulse with unspoken stories. The land remembers its old roots even as towers climb skyward, etching new lines into the horizon from the quiet breath of Lake Ontario to the hum of voices that blend and rise, just emerge, each trail weaving its mark on the city's heart. Change is not gentle here, but bold, restless, surging forward, carrying with it its echoes of what was and dreams of what will be. Mississauga never stills, always becoming. So next one is Saptarishi. Saptarishi meaning 7 stars. In Indian astronomy, and 7 seals actually, 7 stars of Big Dipper. In Indian asterism of Big Dipper, these 7 stars or seers or Big Dipper are responsible for shaping the cosmic order. So there's so much of knowledge in myths. We say myths are nothing, but there is knowledge. And we'll come across another word which is Dhruv in this poem, and which is actually pole star. And in Hindu mythology, it is a legendary figure and a devotee of Vishnu. Vishnu is a god, but that means he's the sustainer. It means the sustenance of life, sustenance of time. So, and revolution of time. So it symbolizes the pole star, or the Dhruv symbolizes steadfastness and devotion. Saptarishi. The day unrolled as I sketched the moon with golden ink in the sunlight. Stars scattered across the night sky, unfurling the zodiac pattern. The Great Bear, the Big Dipper, 7 stars, 7 sages, with their shining wisdom echoing through time, collapse in a light polluted sky. Constellations sigh, thousands of years trickled, composing and computing narratives and legends, versifying my days and nights. The little dipper stirred, celestial slumber disturbed, preluding a new journey. Steadfast and unwavering, the radiant star Dhruv navigates my way in the clusters of space, light years sweep by. So now I share with you Lost Passport. I sit near a flowing stream in the cool shade of trees with my Kindle reader in my hand. Crystal clear water, smooth on pebbly stones, sends shivers up my spine with its refreshing touch. A soft melody of flowing water brushes my skin. Its gentle currents lead to a lagoon below in a deep valley. I try to read my book, but my reader refuses to open. The elusive password slips through my hands, lost in the descending mountain shadows. Fingers desperately fumble to find it. My lost password eludes me like a wisp of smoke. My eyes searching everywhere couldn't help but wonder if it held the key to a story yet to unfold. My reader stays closed. Tired, I see a shadow day as the darkness falls. I can faintly hear the echo of the fading brook. A gentle breeze rustles through the hidden pages, stirring the word to leap out, cascading ink, seeking the light. Shadows recede in the valley below, scattered in the meadow. I forgot. It's in my Sorry for this. Really sorry. I forgot to put it on mute. I can faintly hear the echo of the fading brook, a gentle breeze rustling through the hidden pages, stirring the words to leap out, cascading ink, seeking the light. Shadows recede in the valley below, scattered in the meadow, words transmute into fireflies, acquiring dainty wings that coil, soaring across the river, diving into the dark lagoon, penetrating the core where my password is ensnared in mesmerizing whirlpool. Words pull the drenched password out of the strong whirling water currents. They spiral into many ancient tales, sodden in time, obscured from eyes. The sun goes down beyond the mountain stream, shedding a warm glow. Finally, my Kindle opens. Pages of my book shine, enriched with the essence of extinct lores. Words gleam. Stories unfold, a twilight shimmers in my eyes. And I think a last one. This is Deep Dark Woods. She meanders on cobalt moons, waning stars of aging regions, navigating icy glaciers, wandering in lush valleys, roaming through serpentine pathways, traversing through an untamed wilderness, deep, deep dark woods, and divided, she pivots around, retracing her steps, following the echoes back to the roots of her homeland. She returns, nestled in safety and shelter, sitting on the moss-covered doorsteps, at the entrance of her home, thoughtful, eyes half closed, squeezing the sunset. Her face lights up, a gentle escape from the world of noises. Silent dusk descends, in tune with nature's rhythm. Shadows haunt, elongated and desolate, elongated on desolate ebony walls. A distant sun sends a lone bee, tenderly caressing the threshold, penetrating her flesh, embracing bones, delving into her being. And then, the fading sun rays captured in her gaze, twitch and quiver. Infused with zeal, brimming with vitality, A spirit renewed, leading boldly, bare and unshielded, exposed. Worlds exults, revels on the stage of a veiled dust. Countless days ablaze in twilight zone, sliding down her body frame, illuminating silhouettes of skin and bones. Undeterred, unfazed, she turns to the beckoning of shadows, leading to the baffling wilderness, onto an untrodden trail. She strides forth again, prepared for a new journey, ready to venture into an uncharted terrain. Moments, seasons, and years pass by. The deep dark woods afire her eyes, igniting endless days and nights. The deep dark woods mystify her eyes. Thank you very much.
There you are. Well, now I'm going to be calling upon a few well-known figures who are involved with literature and books, who have previewed the book Charismatic Chiaroscuro. And it is my pleasure to introduce Elizabeth Manley, a celebrated author and a well-deserving Marty's Award winner, for her exceptional contributions to our community. Elizabeth is the editor of numerous anthologies and books that have showcased the work of many talented writers from Mississauga, including Meena. Elizabeth is also the director of the Mississauga Writers Group. Under her leadership, the group has become a vital part of our literary landscape. She also produces the city's annual anthologies and seasonal e-zines. Please join me in welcoming Elizabeth Manley.
Thank you, everybody. And I see Dwight's in the back there. It's wonderful to see something like this because when we started, Mike was just put on the Mississauga Arts Council, and that's when I started this group. And it was like, if you wanted to have something really good in art, you go past Mississauga and go to Toronto. Now we're here. And there's so many people that have grown in Mississauga, and it's so good. Mike too, there's so many things that the Mississauga Arts Council have given us, and the city too has contributed to it. We are actually, the Mississauga Writers Group is actually 13 years old. And we grew from 8 people sitting in a circle to 170. And we're not sitting in a circle, that's too big. But it's been really good because I've enjoyed it. And there's no way that I thought it would even be this way. But it's really wonderful. We, like he said, we do quarterly e-zines, we do yearly anthologies, and we have wonderful stories from all our writers. And it's not hard to get them. Like I just say, hey, this is our theme, give us some work, and I get it. And it's really beautiful to see. We've had contests now for seniors and young people and poetry. And the amazing amount of work that we get from people, and especially young people. I've had 8 and 10-year-olds that have given me pieces. And it's absolutely beautiful. I'm even doing, on the 29th, the city has done something for young writers or young youth. And I'm doing it about young writers. I'm going to be doing a little workshop for them, and I'm just so proud to be doing it. Mina has been with me since 2015 from one of our first anthologies. And she's always contributed beautiful pieces of work. Last year she did the Mississauga, the 50th anniversary for Mississauga. And we, like I said, there are so many people that easily give us their beautiful pieces. And it's intertwined. And every year, I'm proud of it. And I know I've given Jamie pieces. I've given our anthologies, and it's like, it's a testament to our city, and to all our writers, and I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of all of you, okay? The more people I meet, the more people come to me, and they give us our work. So thank you so much, Meena, for all the beautiful pieces you've given us, and all the future pieces you're going to give us.
Thank you, Elizabeth. And now, it is a pleasure to introduce Pratab Rai, a gifted writer whose work has resonated deeply with readers across Canada, the United States, and India. Originally from India, his poetry, spoken word pieces, and short fiction often delved into the emotional landscape of Indian immigrants, exploring their struggles, sorrows, and moments of joy. He was honored with the Mississauga Arts Council Award for Best Literary Artist. He has recently come out with his debut poetry book, Shards of Verse, and also a fiction storybook. We are honored to have Pratab here this evening to share his reflections on Charismatic Chiaroscuro. Please join me in welcoming Pratab.
Thank you, Bhupendra, for that nice introduction. And I'm honored and privileged to be talking about, as Bhupendra said, a multifaceted artist. What I'm going to speak might be like, because you have heard so much about her, might feel like gilding the lily. But Meena is an artist who deserves to be gilded many times over. I'm acquainted with Meena and Bhupendra for many years. One can't think of Meena without thinking of Bhupendra. As I said, every successful woman has a man behind her, if I may paraphrase. Yes, my wife listening? For that matter, every successful endeavor, like Mac, also has a man behind it. But there are exceptions, Jamie. 15 years ago, Meena's poem and my short fiction appeared in the same anthology. In the subsequent years, Meena has grown in strength and stature. Her poetry and painting not only maturing, but melding together to form an awe-inspiring body of work which spans cultures and continents. As you all know, Meena never does things in half measures. For instance, the world of writers is content with having their books launched one at a time. Harper Lee has only one book. Margaret Mitchell too has only one book, like Gone with the Wind. But Meena's launch, there are 2 books. And they are not everyday kind of a set of books. One of the books, Shifting Silhouettes, is devoted to poetry, to delight the heart of any purist. The other illustrates the very same poems with stunning art. There's more too. Affixed to the pages are QR codes, which lead you to short video clips. You have to do this, and there it leads you to wonderland of moving images and music. This is something astounding. Most writers, unless they are child prodigies, we are leery of technology. We writers do not adapt well. Some writers I know still write longhand and have someone else transcribe it into a Word file. Till date, I've never read a book on Kindle or what is that, Kobo or any such thing. In such a scenario, Meena makes technology an integral part of her artistic work. It's frankly incredible. To understand Meena's prodigious art, one must look at her early life. She was born in Nainital in India, an idyllic town set around a shimmering lake surrounded by the foothills of the Himalayas. Even as a child, she was drawn to the world of coloring pencils and paint. Later in life, she worked as a textile designer. After meeting and marrying Bhupinder, they started an ad agency, and somewhere in this journey, the poet in her was awakened. Meena doesn't compose poems only in English, as you might know. She is also an accomplished poet in Hindi, a major language of India, with over 600 million speakers. Now I would like to read a few lines from a poem Meena composed in Hindi about Nainital, a place where she was born and was educated. Just to give you an idea of things about artist's persona. झील से जानते आसमान की गहराइयों में बादलों को चूमती पहाड़ों की परछाई. My free and rough translation, with apologies to Meena, is in the expanse of the sky reflected in the lake, the shadows of the mountains kiss the clouds.
Beautiful.
Fortunately for us in Canada, Meena and Bhupinder migrated here. Since then, Meena has not only authored poems delving deep into her heritage, but has enthusiastically embraced subjects relevant to her new country as well. Here I would take a couple of minutes to read a few lines from a poem called Silver Moments on Canadian Trophies, which appears in Shifting Silhouettes. I inhale the mist rising from the glaciers, where fog veils mountains, beyond the turquoise waters. Even while being a prolific poet, Meena has been industrious in the field of painting. She has held over 125 exhibitions solo and in groups. Her artwork is displayed in diverse places across the globe. To mention a few, Hilton Hotel, now called Lalit Hotel in New Delhi, Indian High Commission in London and Malaysia, and a prestigious condo developed by Daniels in Mississauga. Her paintings has been acquired by private collectors in Canada, England, Australia, Sweden, including the royalty in Kuwait. Meena's mantelpiece, I'm sure, is overcrowded with awards she has won in India and Canada. To name a few, Mississauga City Civic Award, Mississauga Visual Arts Award, Nalanda Award, Mahadevi Verma International Honor, and many more. In addition, she has received recognition for her contributions to the arts and has held many honorary positions, which include Secretary, Poetry Club of India, Chair of Karasaga Festival in Mississauga, Co-Chair of Streetsville Arts Festival. I would like to read a poem from Shifting Silhouettes, which is reflective of the many facets of Meena's creativity. The poem is called Digital Nomad, a triptych of time. In between the digital lines, my breath, an endless thread, sways, sweeps, circulates. I am a nomad, traveling through ages. Gravity anchors me firmly to the ground. Desires weave my existing karmas. Destiny through ages, reflecting the Trinity, past, present, and future. Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh. A muted trilogy, ciphered in digitized spaces, triptych of time. In summation, most of us here are creative writers. There is someone maybe who is a creative writer in poetry, someone else a creative person in painting, someone else a creative sculptor. By the way, Meena is a sculptor too. I deliberately forgot to mention it. You know, it can become a bit too much. But Meena is not just a creative person in art, painting, or any other form. I think she embodies creativity itself. Thank you.
Well, now we are honored to have with us Dr. Surjit Sharma, a writer and editor who is an author of numerous books and currently serving as the editor of the English section of Setu. It's a very well-renowned bilingual literary online magazine. This evening he is accompanied by his wife, Dr. Surjit Sharma, herself a gifted poet and the author of several books. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Surjit Sharma as he shares his reflections on Charismatic Chiaroscuro.
Well, that comes a total surprise for me.
Yes, sir.
While sitting in the audience, 2-3 words kept on popping up in my mind. Cinematic. As soon as I saw the beautiful presentation, I thought I was in the presence of a great cinema director. This is perhaps my third participation in the launch of these 2 books. First, as part of the online audience. Second, when we did a program for Setu Online Journal. And third, this in-person interaction. And it made a huge impact, a very big difference. On computer screen, you are very, very small. Fading in, fading out. Here, as part of this glittering assembly, these literary artists, soaking in this very air of grunge, the sanctuary of arts. This kind of support by the community, by veterans like you, the kind of diversity, linguistic, artistic, spiritual, myths talking to myths, visuals talking to these visuals, a very sacred space, and so many fellow writers, artists, presenters, media persons. And most happy to say the end result, the person who is working in aviation industry, my brother Bhupinder, and whenever I listen to him, I feel very much inferior because he's so lyrical. I wish that there were so many supporting males and husbands. Then perhaps my very eminent brother Pratab, I enjoyed his sense of fun, linguistic interplay, everything. Loved it. Dear friends, then perhaps, and Mike, I hope would definitely agree, George Eliot. If there were such supporting males in the 17th, 18th century England, then we would have known who exactly was George Eliot. Still women are finding difficult to express themselves. Glass ceilings to be broken. And here we have got shining examples like my Indian sister, Meena Chopra. Back to this, just one more minute. I said cinematic. When I started seeing the presentation, the colors, the way they started evolving, dissipating, reforming, I felt immersed in a different kind of experience. so rare in mass culture of today. In celebrity culture, if there is a God, I would just say, I would pray, I would wish that in my next birth, I should be born a storyteller, but I should never be a celebrity. If you become a celebrity, you start chasing awards. If you become so-called social media influencer, you get replaced by somebody else. But where is that kind of depth? Where is that kind of conversation that is holding you as a glue in this multicultural audience in this land? That kind of sacredness, as I said, it is not only the space, the people like you, the writers like you, him and others, the works like these, Latinos, everything is there. It speaks art in a culture of commerce. And then, second point, interrelated to your texts, when I saw your videos, a very, very important, a very notable point, the kind of synchronization that is very difficult to achieve. How Mississauga at 50, a kind of river, the way the rivers, their whispers, the memory. At 50 somebody is remembering the rivers, their whispers, and the skyscrapers, trying to eliminate those sounds, very, very faint sounds, and then the beauty captured in those words transferred simultaneously to the strong visuals that become powerful videos. And when you together synthesize them, it becomes not only one book, but two mega books. Huge congratulations to you, immersive, cinematic, beautiful, uplifting. Thank you for being there. Thank you always being there, not only with her, with entire community, with us. This element of sacredness is very important in a soul deadening culture of commerce, of mass society. I was not given any clue that I have to speak here. So it comes just like an Oscar movement, oh my God. It came straight from here, it always comes straight from here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mary. That was nice and swirling. By the way, the books are on sale at the back. Before I go to the next thing, I would like to recognize some people who have come here. Mr. Sarang Rai, founder, president of Vishwa Hindi Sansthan. He has just come in. He has authored several books in Hindi as well as English. He has held many international events of Hindi literature in Canada, where there has been participation from over 30 countries. We also have Mr. Gopal Baghel, who is here. He's also a very well-known Hindi writer. He has authored many Hindi poetry books, and he's the founder of Akhil Vishwa Hindi Samiti, Canada, and associated with many other Hindi organizations. He regularly holds poetry readings here in Canada. Then we have Acharya Sandeep Tyagi, which is, Acharya is the equivalent to doctorate. A Sanskrit scholar with PhD in Sanskrit, a yoga guru, a writer and an author of several Hindi poetry collections. We have Zohra Zaveri here, we have Mr. Josh, who has come from the airport, he works with me, and so many other distinguished guests. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the floor is open for a discussion or a question, Q&A, whatever. So Meena, you can come up here.
No, I'm okay here.
No, over there. I'll be stuck.
I think we are.
He's expecting you
And
to play
the
that
snacks
ball.
are also still there. You can have your snacks. Then the book signing can be after